Yo, what it do? Welcome to Club 32, the Gridiron Podcast, the People's Podcast, where we keep it real, no fluff, no filters. Today we're doing a special episode. Very special. Doing it on my boys. Got my other boy in with me, Chris. We about to get into it.
Sure.
But make sure you like, subscribe, so we can keep you in the loop on what's going on. All right, so getting right into it. Everybody's seen that we hired Green Bay Packers quarterback coach, Sean Mannion. Now, if you don't know about him, a former NFL quarterback who jumped into coaching in Green Bay. Mannion rose from offensive assistant to quarterbacks coach in 1 year. Then landed the Eagles' offensive coordinator job at age 33. Age 33. So young. Bringing in the quarterback centric passing game development background into Philadelphia. Something that we most definitely need. If y'all seen that, I don't know if you want to call that a season or what, but y'all seen what happened. It wasn't looking too good with us. Wasn't looking too good with us. So, like I said, former NFL quarterback, 9 seasons, played up under some good coaches. Played up under some good coaches. That I can say. Sean McVay, Clint Kubiak, Kevin Stefanski. When Kevin Stefanski, was calling some plays, doing good. I can't say what he did for the Browns was good, but neither here nor there. But now he's with Philadelphia. He's home with us. Feel like he'll do good. I feel like he'll do good. What you think about him?
I honestly don't know because he's never called plays before. We've never, I mean, he's been a backup quarterback. So he's been around the NFL, obviously. He's only 33 years old, so he doesn't have any experience. There's nothing that we can access from him doing previously that we can say, oh, you know what, he will be good here. The system fits. He'll be able to help develop Jalen Hurts. Because I mean, like you could say, okay, he helped develop Malik Willis, but years ago, Jordan Love was thrusted into MVP conversation and he ain't never do nothing. So he's been there the whole time. So it's like, okay, yeah, you helped him, but did you not help him? So is he the one responsible? We honestly don't know. So I'm hopeful to say that he is the one. Now I have heard that he is very smart, very intelligent, and you know the old saying, those that can't do teach. And he wasn't a good quarterback in the NFL, so hopefully he'll be good at coaching. But I just don't know. And like I feel like for us, we're in a win now type situation. So go and make a splash play and get somebody who's proven that can call plays. But I also think on the opposite side of the hand, nobody wants to come to Philly. Like you gotta have thick skin. You know it's a win now type situation. So if the expectation is Super Bowl and anything less than that is a failure. And that's a lot of pressure to be on. I mean, Kevin Patullo's house got egged. You know what I'm saying? So like people don't want to go through that. I mean, so I get it, but I mean, like, I don't know. But I did also hear, I heard that Nick said that if it doesn't go right and the season's kind of like how it was last year, he gonna, pull him out and start calling the plays himself. I don't know how true that is. I heard that on another podcast from Shady McCoy, but we gonna see.
Sometimes you can trust Shaden. Sometimes you can trust. Sometimes he be- So I don't know. Most of the time he be in his feelings. Sometimes I listen to him like, all right, yeah, you eagle. Then the other
Yeah,
time, so I'm like, bro, you a Buffalo Bills fan? You a Cowboys fan? Like, what's going on?
just player's perspective, because he played in the league, he knows the guys and everything. So yeah, it's a little different.
Mhm. And we still have some of the front office people that was there when he was there, so he might still be in conversation with them on certain things. But
So
yeah, it's a little tricky with Mr. Sean Mannion. I can't say that, but I feel like this might be a good step in the right direction.
I hope so.
Because I mean, Malik Willis, Jordan Love, the way they develop from year to year. I mean, if you had your hand in that, I mean, yeah, you're not calling the plays, but if you had your hand in their development, and you probably in the room while they making the plays, yeah, you don't call them. I feel like that's a win.
I feel like it's similar to Kevin Patullo. He ain't never called plays. He's been with the organization. I mean, he was also Nick Sirianni's friend, but it's like, okay, like, he never did it before, but we're confident he can do it. Let's give him a chance. Same thing with Sean Manning. Like, yeah, he's been around in the Packers. He's been around the league. He had never called plays before. But let's give him a chance. I want somebody who's like Vic Fangio. Like, we left Jonathan Gannon and everybody. Like Vic Fangio, he was proven. He's been a head coach. Didn't work. Look, calling defense is what I do. So that's what I'm gonna do. And he came and he calls defense, and we have a top defense in the league. That's what I want as an offense coordinator or a head coach. I don't want these new niggas that we don't know about. Give me somebody that's proven that knows how to call plays. That's what I want. But he on the team now, so welcome to Philly.
Yeah, Howie must have liked something for him to give him that paper.
Yeah,
He must like
yeah.
something from him.
I trust Howie. I
Yeah,
trust Howie.
that's one thing I can't say. Yeah, he might have trusted Nick a little too much last year to let him promote his homeboy, but other than that, yeah, I trust Howie.
Yeah, I think I was just like using that Super Bowl high. Be like, oh yeah, we the best team in the league. Look at let me get my man's in here. But it ain't that type of party. It ain't that type of party.
But now let's get into some of these hot topics because there's a lot of them around us. First one I've been seeing: Sean Mannion isn't just a new offensive coordinator; he's Sirianni's final proof. Six offensive coordinators in 6 years is instability by design, and the next slump won't be blamed on transition. That one I truly believe. Six in 6 years.
I don't want to say it's all Nick's fault because when you went like Nick Sirianni has, yeah, he's been with the team 6 years. He's been to the playoffs every year. He's won a division 3 out of the 5 years that he's been here. Been to two Super Bowls and won one. That's not a resume that a lot of people have, especially coming on your first couple years. And when you're winning like that, your coordinators get taken. They just do. Um, so like I don't want to say it's all him to blame, but Nick Sirianni is supposed to be an offensive minded coach. So being an offensive minded coach, why is it that every time a offense coordinator leaves, we have to completely change the system? Like you should be implementing your system. That's what I thought you'd be doing here, being a former offense coordinator and an offensive minded head coach. But like we keep changing between Brian Johnson and Kellen Moore and Stevan and Steichen, and so I'm like, just implement your offense, and that way we have consistency throughout the board. Because all the other great head coaches, like even the Cowboys, Brian Shoddy, Sean McVay, Andy Reid, Kyle Shanahan, they all call them plays. If they offensive coordinator leave, they don't drop a beat. They don't miss a dime. Like they don't miss a beat. They don't drop a dime. Like they're completely fine across the board. So I'm like, why do we have these same struggles? Part of it is coaching, but another part is Jalen Hurts to me. Like he won the Super Bowl, got Super Bowl MVP, and I'm thankful for it. But the passing situation is becoming too much of a problem. It just is. But I mean, I know we not on that topic yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna stick to the topic. I don't want to bounce around.
Nah, I got you. I got you. So if the offense isn't top 10 by mid-season, Philly's Sirianni era might enter a danger territory. Last season, we finished 24th in total offense.
Right.
Can't you're not going to the Super Bowl with that. You're not going to the Super Bowl with that. So if that is the case, and let's say he does, like Shady said, he does have to take over, and nothing changes. Think he in the hot seat?
For sure. Because like then that proves to me that you've been running from this play calling for the past 6 years because you can't do it. And
Yeah,
now that it's falling on your lap and you can't do it, like what are you here for? What are you here for? Because you're not calling the defense. We got Vic for that. Like, are you motivating the guys? We had two players retire last season. They just walk. We had to bring BG back to help monitor things because because Jalen Carter's spitting on niggas in week one.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Brown and everybody fighting and stuff in the locker room. So like, I don't want to say you lost the locker room, but you arguing and getting in people's face on the sideline is like that's I don't think that's what the team needs. So I mean, like, if you're not there to call plays, you're not there to run the defense. How he's kind of picking the players? What are you doing here? So like, if next year comes and the offense still sucks, and you're calling plays, and we are in a losing record under 500, I don't see it happening because of everything he's accomplished. But to me, you got to go. Because I want to, even if you get a young head coach, I want somebody who's going to be able to operate and facilitate at least one side of the ball. I mean, that's pretty typical throughout the league. I mean, outside of like the exceptions of like John Harbaugh, like he doesn't really call plays or anything like that. But I mean, he just got fired too. So Mike Tomlin, I mean, he's more of a defensive minded head coach, but he's not calling plays. But I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think we need from a team. And Nick ain't it. He hasn't shown that he is it.
Yeah, I've been telling one of my partners that, but he always bring up his resume. I like, yeah, he got that resume.
He do.
Doug, Doug had a similar resume. As soon as he lost the locker room, they got him on up out of there. And we seen in the game when he lost the locker room.
That's true.
He tried to talk to the players. They kept walking off from him, pushing away from him. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. And Doug was out of there. I mean, we got a statue of Nick Foles, and they got him right up out of there, right up out of Philly,
Hmm.
and committed to Hurts, and well, committed to Wentz, and then drafted Hurts after giving him $100 million. So Howie has shown that he will cut ties without a doubt. So
Yes.
it is likely. It is likely.
No matter what you did for us, or no matter what we did for you.
Right. And I ain't mad about it.
Getting into a topic I know you're ready for. Jalen Hurts isn't bad. He's just stuck in the gray zone. The numbers say productive. 3,224 yards, 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. But the QBR ranking 55.3, that's 20th, screams the system plus timing aren't maximizing him. Do you think it's the system plus the timing, or
I
you
think
think
it's his ability. Like, watch, like, the stats, you can make stats look like anything. So like, I take stats into consideration, but it's not the full picture. Watching the game, looking at the eye test, like watching the whole 22, watching actually film, like even his short passes, they're inaccurate. Like even his slants, like it's behind people. Like it'll be behind AJ, it'll be behind Smitty. Like he can't really see out of in a clean pocket, so he always runs out the pocket. And I'm like, I think it's Jalen Hurts. I think he doesn't want to throw the ball deep. Like George Pickens, is he a world renowned receiver? No, I don't think so. I think he's a good receiver, but it's those 50-50 balls that's like, hey, look, you run on one, hey, come get a shot. Because like you can either catch the ball or you can get a PI. Or you can just it can be a drop. So two out of the three things are going to work in your favor. But Jalen Hurts refuses to throw the ball, and we got AJ Brown, who's a monster over there, and Devontae Smith, who can route up anybody in the league. So it's like, why won't you throw the ball? Like, why are we fighting to get you to throw the ball? And it's like we just want to run, run, run. And like from what I heard coming out of Philly, coming out of this, is that it's what Jalen's comfortable with. And like so, all those we ran, I think 600 and like 70 hitches throughout the season. That's what Jalen's comfortable with. Like, and even like going back to last year, yeah, like our offense was a little more explosive, but Saquon was running off for 150, 200 yards a game, sometimes in the first half. So it's like you have to stack the box, everybody one on one. So it's like, all right, like, AJ go beat him. But even then, AJ was still reading the book on the sideline. Why? They was like, yo, what's wrong with the offense? What we need to improve on? Him and Smitty came out passing. But it's passing the ball, it's a passing league. Like, yeah, running back is very important. And Saquon is a dog. But we can't put it on his back and be like, all right, get it done. Like you the quarterback, you the franchise quarterback. You got to show up and make big plays. Like all that conservative nonsense. No, keep your foot on their neck and show them like who the big. We the reigning champs. What you scared for, nigga? Like throw the ball. You got dogs on the outside. You got actual dogs out there, bro. Throw the ball. We have a great offensive line. It wasn't as good as it was last year, but we had a really good offensive line. So I'm like, yo, like he gotta get it done. It's to me, a lot of this is on AJ because like if you're the quarterback, you're gonna get the praise, when we win. So you gotta take the heat when we lose. So like, don't get me wrong, Tulo is sorry. He trash. Don't get me wrong. That nigga is sorry. But Jalen, I gotta see more. I gotta see more.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. See, I was thinking about something, right? So remember the first time we went to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
His touchdown to interception ratio was, I want to say, like 3 or 4 to 1.
I think it was 31, yeah.
So he had more interceptions than he did this season. He had 6. I want to say his numbers was like, maybe I got to look it up again, 30 to like 15 or something like that. So
Hmm.
most of those 50-50 balls and deep passes they was coming, but the interceptions were increasing. Do you think he stopped doing that to limit the interceptions?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's being conservative. So you don't want to put the ball in harm's. I've seen them do it against the Bills. Okay, we're back into our end zone. Okay, I instead of throwing the ball and trying to make a play, I'm gonna just run out the pocket, get 2, 3 yards. Oh, I mean, look. Well, I'm gonna run out the pocket, get a couple yards, and then slide. So like, or even instead of throwing the ball away. So like, you just want to play it safe and say, okay, we'll punt it back, and then the defense has got to hold, they got to hold us down. And they did. They did their job, and we beat the Bills. But I mean, like, it shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't get even when we lost to the Giants earlier in the season. Like you threw the out route to Dotson, which was inaccurate, and you threw it behind him, which is why I got picked off. Instead of throwing it across the middle, it was a little deeper to AJ. He was wide open. You missing reads. Like a lot of the stuff is on Jalen. Like I can't. We talked about the drops by AJ but I'm like, yo, like, there's no reason why. All right, AJ's like, yo, give me the ball. You passing the ball twice in the first quarter. He don't see the ball again to the fourth quarter. Why can't we just, hey, look, all right, I'm gonna get you the ball right quick, like, just get open. Or I'm calling slant hot route. You know what I'm saying? Just do a hitch or out route. Do something like this is our play. Get open. We know like it's a layup. Why don't we have that? Like y'all, they want that to be run the ball. I'm like, and Jalen Hurts, ever since even he had his concussion last year against Washington, he don't run the ball as much. So like the nigga's scary. So you don't want pass, you don't want run, like you don't want to do any deep throws. Your short passes are inaccurate. You just want to hand the ball off to Saquon, bro. Like we can't win like that. And we that's why the season was like that. That's why AJ came out in the season was like, yo, we're not going to be able to like if we're gonna go back to Super Bowl, we're not going to be able to do it like this. We got to change things up, and they haven't. Oh, it's no halftime adjustments whatsoever. Like whatsoever. So somebody's doing something off. Like when we played the Bears, they did the same thing the whole game for 4 quarters. We ain't changing nothing. We just let them cook us for 4 quarters. There's no adjustments whatsoever. Like they don't know what they're looking at. So yeah, like yeah, it's a problem out there. But Jalen Hurts is a big one. Honestly, honestly, I think they should make a trade for Joe Burrow. They should send Jalen Hurts 2 first rounds and a third and get Joe Burrow. Because Joe Burrow, he has shown some frustration over in Cincinnati. The offensive line is trash because he can't stay healthy. The Bengals organization don't want to pay anything. So in order to get good, you're gonna have to do it through the draft. And you got 2 first rounds and a third. You got a quarterback who will stay healthy. Like you and he got a team friendly deal, so you're not gonna have to pay too much money. We'll take the cap hit with Burrow. But like if you have Burrow, he can run the offense. And all that passing, that's not a question no more. Because now he can spread it out 5 wide. And you got Saquon in the backfield. Like so, and he not going to be injury prone because our offensive line ain't gonna let that happen. We still got Malata, we still got Lane getting back. He healthy. Like I'm not a big fan of Jurgens, but he's I mean a Pro Bowler. And you still got Dickerson, and they rumors saying they trying to get Becton back, but
Hmm?
that offensive line is solid. So I'm like, he's not going to be fighting for his life the way he is in Cincinnati. And like, yeah, he had Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. We got AJ and Smitty with Goddard as long as they resign him. So I mean, like, I think it's a perfect fit, and it's a match made in heaven for both teams. How we gotta get it done? Word.
Mm, interesting.
How we gotta get it done?
I don't know about giving up two first. I give up 1 and 2 seconds.
I mean, if he can make it work, I take it. If he can make it work with 3/3, I take it.
Ain't no telling what that man can do now.
Yeah, and look, how we can make it happen. If anybody can make it happen, it's Howie.
Shit, there's a nickname already, Houdini Roseman. So hey,
Hey, I like that. Houdini Roseman, I like it.
now do you believe all of AJ Brown's comments and antics on the sideline was just him frustrated with his stats or with the game in total?
I think a little bit of both. Like, I think his stats to an extent because like that's how you get paid. Your stats is how you survive and and like when they start taking steps back, that's when analytics, um, the sports media will start saying like, "Hey, look, he lost a step." That's what they're gonna start saying. As you get older, your production isn't as high, so you lost a step. Which that's not the case. Our quarterback just don't want to throw the ball. So, and a direct corresponse to that of him not getting stats and making plays, and he's one of our best playmakers on the field, is that if he's not making plays, we don't win games. So we have like that's like all right, you got Christian McCaffrey, and we're not going to pass on the ball. Wh- That's he's one of the best playmakers on the team. Why aren't you giving him the ball? Like, why aren't you? Hey, look, we're just gonna give you a quick screen. Go make a play. Go make something happen for us. And we're not doing that for AJ. So, like, I understand his frustration, and then we're gonna throw him the ball once in the first quarter, once in the third, and once in the fourth. And it's 10 degrees outside in Philly, and you wonder him like, oh, why he not running routes hard? Nigga, you don't want to throw the ball. So, like, and this is his livelihood that is being played with. So like again, if he wants to make and like of course like you're thinking of the team, but you're also thinking of personal success. So if you're thinking Hall of Fame in the back, yes, I have a Super Bowl. I've been a 1,000 yard receiver multiple times. Like, okay, now it's time for me like to get these stats and to actually make a case to get a gold jacket. And I ain't gonna get it if I got a quarterback who's scared to throw the pass. And on top of that, we're not winning games. So it's like, yo, like, what are we doing here? So I fully understand and I share AJ's frustration because what are we doing? And I know people who know AJ in real life and who has met AJ. He's not the diva type of person that the media is kind of portraying. He's not that. Like he's really cool, really down to earth. Like he's not that at all. So like, yeah, I understand his frustration, and I'm if not just the same, more frustrated with him because I hate losing and I'm tired of seeing this. And I know the solution is just, bro, just get the ball to our playmakers and let them make plays. Like players make plays. That's what they do. And you got all of our offense, all of our money is tied on the offense, and we not doing nothing with it. We're gonna put up 17 points and hope the defense can hold them down to 12. That don't make no sense. It don't make sense.
None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Speaking of the defense, I already know we lost Christian Parker, right?
Yeah, which is crazy.
Three notable free agents: Reed Blankenship, N'Kobe Dean, Jalen Phillips. With 10 million cap space right now, it's likely one get cut, one get paid, and one get restructured.
Here's what I will say. I'm not sure what Howard's gonna do. I would prefer I like Reed Blankenship, but in my I'm biased, but we haven't had a real safety since Dawkins, in my opinion. Like Malcolm Jenkins was solid. Don't get me wrong. Like, and I love Malcolm Jenkins. And CJ was solid. Malcolm Jenkins was better than CJ, but but a real like homegrown safety that we draft and build him like we haven't had that since Dawkins. And I admit Dawkins was my favorite player ever. So like that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a safety and Reed Blankenship like that. Not that he's not a good player, but he just isn't what I expect him to be as far as safety is concerned. N'Kobe Dean, I feel like we should keep him and retain him, but with them drafting Jahai Campbell, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Honestly, I would prefer to keep Dean and Campbell and trade Zach Bond for something, but I don't see them doing that. They already paid him too much money. Jalen Phillips, I definitely think you need to keep him on the line because we definitely need the help on the line. Like when he came in, it completely changed everything as far as our defense because Vic don't really like blitzing.
Oh,
He wants to send floor. So Jalen Phillips definitely helped that with Hunt on the outside, and then your two big boys down in the middle, switching in more or whatever, rotating them. But yeah, priority is definitely to me is definitely Jalen Phillips first, and then I think it'll be Blankenship, and then you let Dean walk. But Dean is one of the best linebackers in the league right now. Like he when he blitzes, he literally blowing up linemen and people in the backfield, like literally. Um,
no
so
lie,
yeah, I think they need to keep him.
no lie. I would like to keep Dean, but if they pay Phillips, Dean will have to take less money. He might take that, but if he don't, and we got to get rid of him and Reed. Hey Ravens, Kyle Hamilton available?
No way. Look, I love Kyle Hamilton. When he came on the drive, that's who I wanted him to get. But I think we ended up getting Jalen Carter that year. But there's no way they're trading up. Kyle Hamilton is their best defensive player. There's, I mean, I hope they do give. And if anybody can do it, it's Howie. But I don't think there's any because he can play. That nigga can play corner, linebacker, safety. You can put him anywhere on the field. He can play.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to have Kyle Hamilton. I would absolutely adore to have Kyle Hamilton on the team, but I don't know if they're gonna make that happen. They
I mean,
might.
they'll be getting rid of one player, one good player, and trade for another good player and an okay player.
Oh, you would trade both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at that because we still have Campbell and Bond. You got Phillips, and now you got Kyle Hamilton in the back. Ew! That would be tough. That would be tough. I do. Hey, look, how would you got some work to do? I need Joe Burrow and Kyle Hamilton for the season start. Or
Somebody get this video to happen.
that's right. Yeah, I'm gonna start sending it to somebody, his assistant or something. 'Cause that would change. That would change everything. And then you just honestly, you could just sign another because I mean, Adore Jackson, he ended up being serviceable towards the end, but I'd rather go with some. He got cooked way too often in the beginning of the season. I mean, maybe he just needed time, But I'd rather get a veteran corner that you can plug on that other side, or maybe a young, just look a 4-year player that's like, hey, look, he's solid. He can hold his own. You roll safety on his help side because Quinion got it on. My God, Quinion got it on lock over there, and yeah. Then you leave uh Cooper DeJean in the slot. You good. You real good. At that point, like you really don't got to blitz. Like coverage is going like you get all coverage back because you gonna have to double Carter, Jalen Phillips, Hunt, and Nolan Smith. Oh yeah, it's up. Ain't nobody. It's up. I do like that. That's a good trade. I do like that. We definitely gotta
I
get that to
mean,
Howard.
they already go down. How about Lamar Jackson? He upset about it. They might want to clean high. They want to clean house. Okay.
They because they hired the defensive coordinator from the Chargers, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
mentor.
Mm-hmm. So he might like that idea. Two defensive
He
players.
might, but to me, like the Ravens is also they're in a similar position that we are. They're in a win now situation. So it's like, Mahomes is going to be out for at least half the season. Um, like if I'm the Ravens, I'm getting some offensive weapons to rebuild because the defense ain't bad. Get some offensive weapons to rebuild. Give him a real number one receiver. Um, yeah, if you give him one number one, because Zay Flowers is solid, but he's only 5'8", and he can't. He's just not that number one. So if you give him a real like number one, like an AJ Brown, that offense, because they got two tight ends, Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews. So you got two tight ends. You still got Derrick Henry in the backfield, and your defense be holding it down. I mean, they got cooked a little bit last year, but your defense is solid. So I mean, like they don't need much. So if they blew it up, they got a lot. They got a lot of pieces to trade, and they could rebuild in the draft.
Yeah, they definitely
Yeah, that's
can.
true.
Now with our draft pick, got number 23. You think that's gonna be somebody in the trenches or pass rush?
It got to be. You got to start looking to replace Lane. I don't want to, but I mean, like you kind of have to. He's in his 30s, like later in his 30s. I mean, and he missed what the last 6 games of the season and the
Mm,
playoff game. So I mean, like you're gonna have to start looking to replace Lane. So it's yeah, to me that pick got to be that unless like we lose Goddard, which I don't think we will. Only because he broke the record for the most tight end receptions in franchise history, and he had a great year. Statistically. But I mean, like even his going back to Jalen Hurts thing, even his touchdowns, they weren't like, oh, it's Gronk, we're gonna throw it over the top to Goddard and let him go. It was like, yo, we're gonna do a tight end screen or do a little flip pass to Goddard, he can run it in. Like those are his touchdowns. So like, but Jalen just don't want to throw the ball. Like, yo, like why are we doing tight end screens, dog? We got two number one. But like I said, Goddard, I don't think they'll cut him. I think they'll re-sign him. So if they did, I think that pick would be a tight end if they did let him walk. But I think they're going to keep Goddard, so that pick should be an offensive lineman for sure.
all right, 2026 will either be the dynasty window stays open or slam shut. Going 11-6 and winning the NFC East, yeah, it's great. Losing the wild card at home, ain't lost
Uh,
at home. Stadium packed. Stadium was packed.
yeah,
People out third quarter. Why? Because we losing.
yeah.
Don't make no sense. We kept playing the same. We kept playing the same way that we always been playing. So
Next year, it depends how the Cowboys are this offseason on the defensive side of the ball. If they re-sign Pickens, um, yeah, it depends how they because like them getting Quentin Williams, that was that was a problem. Like honestly, I might have traded Jordan Davis for Quentin Williams. I ain't gonna count. If I knew he was available. Because I didn't think the Jets was gonna. You just got what Aaron Glenn, who's a defensive minded coach, over from the Lions. Why would you trade away get two best defensive players, Sauce Gardner and Quentin Williams? You're a defensive coach. Like, what are you doing? Especially the Cowboys. But
I think
depending on what the Cowboys do this offseason, what you say?
I think that was the cap space issue of what they will do for the future. And
They're definitely looking to rebuild. But I mean, like, if those are your anchors, that's what you rebuild around. To me. Like I understand like they got paid and everything, but you also drafted those players. So that like you re-signed them off of rookie deals. So like you ain't paid them like free agent money it's gonna go crazy against the cap. You drafted them niggas. So I'm like, if you're gonna rebuild around anything, especially being a defensive minded coach, rebuild around them. Because if you rebuild a good defense and then pick up a Sam Darnold or draft a quarterback, then you can make that's a easy recipe to make a deep run in the playoff. Like same with Washington last year. They had a pretty good defense, some pretty pieces, and then they drafted Jaden Daniels within a championship game against us. So I mean, against the Seahawks, you had the Legion of Boom, you got Marshawn Lynch after Russell Wilson in the Super Bowl. So I mean, like, you can build a deep side and then either sign a quarterback that's average or draft one that's pretty good and then make a deep run. But the Broncos, the Bo Nix, Drake May, I like Drake May a lot, but they got a good defense and Drake May second year, he in the Super Bowl. Like you can draft, build the defense, and then get the quarterback later or get the back free agency. But I don't, the Jets they've been sorry my whole life, so I don't expect them to do things the smart way. Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and round the thing off. Last two things. You think this gonna be the Mannion offense or the Sirianni offense? Cause yeah,
Um,
he's new, no play calling experience. You think it's gonna be like a play calling power, like how much control Sirianni got versus letting offensive coordinator drive?
I don't think so. 'Cause I think that'll only happen if we start losing. I don't think Sirianni will come out and be like, "Oh, you need to do things this way. You need to run the ball more, action, and throw it over the top." Or I don't think he's gonna. Well, this we got the West Coast offense. I don't think he's gonna do any of that because I think he would have done it by now. Because you've been on the hot seat. Even when Kellen Moore, he was on the hot seat. We started off 2-2. Then I think maybe it was him and Kellen Moore that changed the offense, and then we went on the streak, and they obviously won the Super Bowl one. But I don't think he's gonna. I'm gonna implement system or whatever the case may be. I think it's gonna be Sean Mannion, which is why I'm kind of concerned because what system does he have? Like we never seen you call plays. So I think Nick will help, but I think he's gonna be like, hey, look, Sean, what this is what you do. Is what I'm gonna let you do. And then if it goes bad, it goes left. I think that's when Nick will see understands that his job could possibly be on the line because Philly fans don't play that, and we gonna call for your job.
All right. So with the number 23 pick, which totals up to 8 picks altogether for us in this draft. How do you see us entering the 2026 year? You think they're gonna get it together, or you think we probably still gonna have the same problems?
I think I think Howie's gonna make some moves. I think Howie's gonna make some. And I think he'll be choosed away, but I think Howie's gonna make some moves because he understands we're in a win now situation. Um, um, so like even going back to last year where you traded for like okay, we got Adore Jackson, we got um, Michael Michael Hall, I believe from the Jets. We got Zadarius Smith, we got Jair Alexander. Like he went and got all these niggas because you know what the type of situation we're in. Hey, look, we just won a Super Bowl. We're trying to go back and win. Like we need to make moves, and he can give us the players to make it happen. And I think that's exactly how he's going to do. I don't know if he's going to use all those draft picks to actually draft players. I don't know how good of it. I don't think it's like a super crazy draft that's coming out this year. But I think he's going to start. I think he'll trade some of those picks and get some valuable asset for him for sure.
Hmm. Hopefully they answer all our prayers for every Eagles fan out there. Let's just hope they answer our prayers because I'm not trying to relive another season like that again.
For sure.
trying to see one of our players hold up that trophy and look at it. That's what I'm trying to see. Where all the other players' reflection in the background. You can see
Right.
that again.
Or I'm trying to see us hold the Lombardi,
For real.
a third one.
Hopefully we can get back there. But all right, everybody. That's gonna be it for today. We're gonna be back at you with some more. So stay tuned in.